Have you ever engaged in a serious debate over which is better, Harry Potter or Lord of the Rings? Have you ever played Smash or Pass using only characters from Star Wars and Marvel movies? If you answered yes to any of these questions, we have the podcast for you. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen, the podcast where an expert panel convenes to ask the questions about pop culture and social commentary that other podcasts are afraid to ask. Listen to The Steam Gentlemen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. Ladies and gentlemen, Wrestling Fans International Association is back. That's right, the premier fan club association of the 1970s and 1980s has been revived and is back in business. Join today. It's free at thewfia.org. That's thewfia.org. You can also join us on Facebook at facebook.com/groups/WFIA 1969. Welcome back, everybody, to the 1987 Supermod. I am your host, Brad Drake, and this is the World Wrestling Federation. That's right, we are recording episode number 3 here of our batch of Wrestling Spotlight episodes. Let's take a look at our card for this evening. As you know, our venue is the same. We are just continuing on with recording our shows. We're going to have 3 dark matches, and in those dark matches, we're going to see Mr. Fuji featured. We're going to see Jerry Allen and Danny Spivey. Candice Pardue will challenge Sherri Martel for the World Women's title. On to the main card, and of course, this is Spotlights. We're watching all squash matches here. We're going to see Mike Richards and Barry O against Kamala and Sika. Johnny V is going to cut a promo, and then he's going to have a match against Jim Evans. Brutus, the Barber Beefcake, will cut his promo, and then we're going to see him in-ring action against Mitch Snow. Our main event, everybody, is going to have Tony Garea and Rip Oliver against the British Bulldogs. And of course, before that, we will see a British Bulldogs promo. So here we go. We got some nice action tonight on Wrestling Spotlight. Remember, this is a syndicated show for the World Wrestling Federation, featured on television channels around the country. So with that said, everybody, with all of that said, let's get to booking. Here we go. Dark matches up here. And we are going to have Jose Martinez. I'm going to copy and paste that dark because we're going to use that 3 times in a row here. Martinez versus Fuji. And for those of you that may not be familiar, yes, Mr. Fuji was still taking the occasional matches at this point. Lots of 6-man tags, but he would also do short squash matches on dark matches, stuff just like this. A lot of times he was a fill-in for somebody, that kind of thing. So here we go. Mr. Fuji against Jose Martinez, also known as El Bracero. Fuji, the devious one, with the win, and we forgot to put pre-show. There we go. That one's all set. Up next here, we have Mario Mancini and Joe Mirto against Allen and Spivey. Another dark match. Here we go. 5 minutes pre-show. See how that copy and paste works? Mancini and Mirto versus Allen and Spivey. Jerry Allen was a big dude, good-sized dude, good shape, just like Danny Spivey. And for some reason, I did not make them a tag team, even though we've had them tagging for quite some time here. All right, here is Jerry Allen. Here is Danny Spivey. Here is Mario Mancini, who has a very entertaining podcast. You could find it on YouTube, at least that's where I listen to it from. I don't know if it's on very often. I don't think it's weekly or anything like that, but it's really good. He gives you some really interesting insight into what was going on in the WWF in this era. All right, we're going to have Jerry Allen get the win here for his team. And up next here, we're going to have Candice Pardue in our very small women's roster challenging Sherri Martel for that World Women's title. Sherri Martel, of course, upset Fabulous Moolah for the title, I believe last month or 2 months ago in the game. I don't recall now. It's been a while. All right, so we have Pardue versus Martel. Martel, of course, has the crown. She is the queen of the division. Candice Pardue, of course, was no slouch herself. Serious power lifter. She was a powerful woman. And here is Sherri Martel, who eventually will change her name to Sensational Sherri, but I don't think she's done it yet at this point. If anybody knows otherwise, drop a message below and let me know. All right, here we go. Sherri Martel with the victory. Did I forget to click pre-show? And I did. All right, so we got that fixed. Our 3 dark matches are all set up now, everybody. We're ready to move on to the main card here. Mike Richards and Barry O. That's a pretty different pairing there. 3 minutes. Richards and Barry O versus Kamala and Sika. Mike Richards, of course, has become a future Texas Hangman. There is Mike Richards. Here is Barry O. Barry O and Vince McMahon do not like each other, and it's only a matter of time here until Barry O is gone. And of course, he will come out years later saying that he didn't get a push because he refused to do sexual favors for people in the WWF. That was on an episode of Donahue. For those of you that are interested, you could find it on YouTube. I used to actually have it posted on my YouTube channel, but they maybe take it down. All right, here is Kamala and Sika. That was before I understood quite how the rules of YouTube worked. All right, and we are going to have Kamala get the win here. The Ugandan Giant. Johnny V is going to cut a promo. And I'm sorry, everybody, but it's been a couple weeks since I've recorded here. So I have to look up who hosts. Craig DeGeorge. Okay, we got that set now. And here we go. 5 minutes, of course. Johnny V cuts a promo. So here is Johnny Valiant. I don't know why they didn't just call him Johnny Valiant at this point, but they didn't, so we can't. Well, we could do whatever we wanted, but we'll keep it as realistic as possible. Of course, he's going to be talking about Brutus Beefcake, who he's had that feud going with since WrestleMania 3. Beefcake quit the Dream Team and shaved Johnny V's head. All right, so this one is booked. And up next, we are going to have, who's in there against him? Jimmy Evans. Jim Evans is going to face Johnny V. And, of course, Johnny V is going to get the win here. Yet another manager getting some ring time in, and Johnny V did get ring time in at this point. He's only 40. Johnny V was only 40. Wow. He looked like a 55-year-old man back then. I'm older than he is, and I look younger. All right, here's Johnny V with the W. And I think he did a elbow drop. I think that was his finisher. Because I had originally this game did not have him with the ability to wrestle, so I had to update that. Those of you, I'm going to go back in time here. You used to be able in these games automatically use a manager as a wrestler many, many versions ago. That may even been TWR Revenge. I don't remember. All right, up next here, so we have another promo here. The Beefer is cutting the promo. And I think that was supposed to be a 6-minute promo. It was. We'll adjust it. Again, everybody, I haven't recorded in a couple weeks, so I'm a little hazy. We're winding down the summer here, and I am back and forth to my summer place, and it's also my craziest time at work. It's absolutely nuts right now at work. All right, here is Johnny V that he's talking about here. Johnny V's off screen. That one's booked. And let's fix this promo right now. Right now. All right. Mitch Snow is climbing in there against Brutus Beefcake. We've talked about Mitch Snow at length before. It's a shame what happened to that young man. Talented guy. He's in great shape. Here is Mitch Snow. And here is the Barber. Beefer should get the win with that sleeper hold. And then he's going to cut and strut that hair of Mitch Snow. Up next here, we have our British Bulldogs promo. They are still in the feud with the Hart Foundation. British Bulldogs cut a promo. It won't be the greatest of promos because, well, their promos aren't that good. Here's Davey Boy Smith. Here is the Dynamite Kid. They're talking to that Craig DeGeorge. Talking about Bert Hart. That's Bret Hart. I'm just kidding, everybody. I belong to these groups on Facebook, wrestling groups. Oh my goodness, the butchering of wrestlers' names. Like Bret Hart, it's 4 letters both ways, right? I mean, that's a difficult one to screw up. And people do it all the time. And it's actually, I kind of get embarrassed for wrestling fans over it. But I mean, how do you screw up Bret Hart? Bret Hurt? I mean, the stuff you hear, it's just mind-blowing. Bert Hurt is one of my favorite ones. All right, this one is in the books. And here we go with our big main event, everybody. And it is not a big main event. But we have Garea and Oliver doing the favor for the British Bulldogs. And hopefully they would not rough up Tony Garea. And Tony Garea is unavailable. So we are going to replace him with Tony Rocco, who is a good wrestler. Here is Rip Oliver. I don't know why Tony Garea isn't available, but he's not. And here are the British Bulldogs. So we have Oliver and Rocco. I don't know why I just did that. And we're going to give the win here to Dynamite Kid. All right, so this one's good to go. Let's go ahead and start the show. Let's see how we do. All right, Jose Martinez against Mr. Fuji. Fuji gets the win with that kamikaze clothesline. 38 overall. Allen and Spivey get the win here. Allen wins with that power slam. 33 overall for that one. Sherri Martel makes another defense here of her World Women's title against Candice Pardue. She wins with that big splash. All right, our dark matches are done. We're on to the main card here. And we have Kamala and Sika getting the win over Richards and Barrio. And Kamala, of course, takes it home with that giant splash. 49 overall for this one. Up next here, Craig DeGeorge and Johnny V. Johnny V gets a 64 for his promo. Not bad at all. Up next here, Johnny V gets with that elbow drop pin. 45 overall for this one. And here we go. Brutus Beefcake with a nice 79 promo. He's cutting and strutting. For those of you that bash Brutus Beefcake, and a lot of people do nowadays, and I can understand why. Back then, though, during this time period, Brutus Beefcake was over. He had like a 2-year run there where he was really, really over. And this was the beginning of it. All right, Brutus Beefcake wins with that sleeper hold against Mitch Snow, and you know he's cutting that hair afterwards. 59 overall for that one. Here we go. British Bulldogs with a great 81 promo. Last thing I expected to see, but we got it. And here comes our main event, 70 overall. Not bad stuff at all with Rocco and Oliver not being over in this region of wrestling. So good stuff, 70. And we get a 74 overall for a B show. That's good stuff. All right, we will be back again with our next recording. And I don't have this one set yet, obviously. But we'll be back to record episode number 5 So, for those of you that are new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and drop us a message below. Let us know you found the channel and what you think of us so far. For those of you looking for more, you can get it over at Patreon, patreon.com/PowerCastNetwork. Over there, you will find access to version 10.1 of the Supermod, access to all of our spreadsheets. You will get all of our shows early and YouTube ad-free and so much more, everybody. Check it out today, patreon.com/PowerCastNetwork. Memberships start at only $5, the price of a cup of coffee, everybody. For those of you looking for us on social media, you can find us on Facebook.com/groups/1987Supermod. And don't forget, check out Wrestling Fans International Association today, everybody. It's free to join, the WFIA.org. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.